You know, I am a Leaf fan, and I do understand that pretty much all Boston fans are always going to have a feather in their cap when it has to dealing with the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's absolutely true. But wow, this has been an unexpected season for them. Now, I'm not going to be dumb and say the Boston Bruins are out of it. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. I would never count this team out. I never will. And honestly, there's a lot of things I do respect about the Boston Bruins. They have built an unbelievable culture there. There's no doubt about it, from Chara and Bergeron. And here's the thing. For the past number of years, every single year, you know, when Chara retired and Bergeron retired, I was thinking to myself, I was like, okay, this is the year that Boston is going to fall off. And albeit the year that I'm like, no, I will never count Boston out. Surprise, surprise, they are actually, again, they might be down and out. Now, I mean, they fired Jim Montgomery today. That's pretty crazy. Now, that I don't know how expected that was. I'm not sure how expected that was, because a lot of what the Bruins are experiencing right now is just, I mean, again, it's goalies, man. Now, there's two schools of thought. I was scrolling on Reddit the other day in the NHL forum and the Boston Bruins forum, and they were essentially talking about how, you know, Swayman just has not been his normal self. I think he's got like an 885 save percentage. I mean, that's objectively atrocious, right? And you're not going to win games with that. You're just straight up not. And they gave him a pretty big contract. A lot of people in that Reddit were pointing to the fact that he missed training camp and he was late and negotiating and this and that. And, well, I understand that to be true, that, like, it is true. When a player misses training camp, like, it can throw them off. I know a lot of Leaf fans can point to William Nylander, right? I mean, he missed training camp that 1 year, and he was just completely awful. And look at him now. I mean, this guy's like a 90-point guy. It's hard to dictate exactly what's going on with Swayman, because goalies are just random. They just are. They're just they're the only thing that you can expect about a goalie is to be to be, you know, just expect the unexpected. That's what I'm trying to say, and that is what that is. You know, I never, even when it comes to Anthony Stolarz, right? Like, I like that signing, but I don't think I would ever want the Leafs to sign a huge contract like that with Stolarz, or even if we had a big time goalie. Let me put it this way: when it comes to goalies, look at all the big goalie contracts in the league, like all of them. Essentially, look at all the goalies that are elite goalies and have gotten paid, and then point out the ones that you would want on your team. Essentially, big goalie contracts that you would want on your team. This is the difficulty I have with paying goalies huge, is you never know what's going to happen with them. Okay, so I just wanted to touch on Swayman a little bit. Goalies are just random in general. I know it's kind of a weird take, but I just never know how to analyze them. Jim Montgomery, though, this isn't his fault. It really isn't. It's just not his fault. This honestly came as a surprise to me. They got clobbered by the Jackets, I think 5-1 or something, and I'm like, geez Louise. And again, a lot of it is just, you know, the goalie's just not playing well. That's just really it. But they have some other issues. They do look a little bit disorganized and stuff like that too, which can hurt your goaltending. But again, this one was really unexpected. I saw it pop up on my Sportsnet app, and I was like, whoa, that is surprising, because I think that sometimes when you fire a coach, it almost God, how can I say, it almost like lets the players off the hook, and that is something that I really, really, really don't like, because this is not his fault completely. It's the same thing when the Leafs let go of Mike Babcock. Like, yeah, I understand he had his issues. I'm not a huge Babcock fan, but it's weird. It's almost like these players just get off the hook. Same with Sheldon Keefe or whatever coach it is. You know, it's just the players are the ones that are skating around. They're not getting the job done. That's it. Now, to be fair, it's not only defensively and goaltending that they've struggled with. I mean, they've been bad in a lot of different areas. I mean, they have 48 goals for and 69 goals against right now, right? Like, that's really, 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 really not good. So they aren't scoring as much as they would before. Now, they were kind of always an average scoring team, but I would still expect them to be scoring more than that. And if you aren't, here's the thing, if you aren't scoring that much, you better be a damn good defensive team with goaltending. And when that falls apart, you can't score, you can't stop a puck, you can't make a defensive play, and you're toast. And then you have players like David Pastrnak, who has 17 points in 20 games. We expect more than that from David Pastrnak. Can we agree on that? Like, David Pasternak's a guy that can score 100, 110 plus points every single year, and that's what you expect from him. Now, to a normal player, 17 points in 20 games is a fantastic season, but not for David. But David Pastrnak is an upper echelon type player. He needs to perform more, right? It's just not good enough. And then you point to one of their other marquee players in Brad Marchand, right? He has 13 points in 20 games, right? Like I'm sorry, that's just simply not good enough. Now, I'm going to give Brad Marchand a little bit of a break because here's the thing. He's been aging for a while, right? Like, he is getting older, and it just is what it is. He's just getting older, right? Like, you can't be 36, 37, or however old he is and still expect to compete at a high level. Eventually, he's going to fall off. So you have Pastrnak that's underperforming. You have Brad Marchand that's clearly taking a step back because of age. You have Swayman that is falling apart. How can you really blame all of this on the coach? You know what I mean? Like, I guess you could make the argument, though, that management does stuff like this just because you really can't blame anybody else. Well, you can't trade the whole roster. You know what I mean? I'm going to make a statement right now, and I know I'm probably going to get this thrown back in my face, but I think we truly are actually watching the downfall of the Boston Bruins. I truly do think, like, they're on the decline, because every time I say that, they pull it out. So maybe I was their I'm their lucky rabbit foot or something like that, because maybe they'll turn it around. But I think this is it, man. Like, I think they're just declining, in my opinion. But anyways, give me your opinion. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm right. I'm going to end the video there. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, I would appreciate it, guys. And have a great day. Goodbye.